Margin call. Great cast, some thrilling moments, good performances. Giving a matinee.
The end.
I'm going to be honest with the people out there. This is me.
You have no idea what it was about.
That's not it. I knew what it was about when I saw it, but it's been a while since I've seen this. It's been almost a year since I've seen this movie.
It's only been like 2 days since we saw it, and even I'm starting to get a little confused. I guess it comes down to, you ask yourself, what does the term in finance margin call mean? And I just read it right before I came over here, and I couldn't fucking tell it.
Well, thank you. Because, look, that was one of my complaints about the movie. First of all, I was trying to figure out how to describe this. I guess if you want to just, peel it all back and get it down to what it basically is, it's somewhat of a thriller. Somewhat of a thriller that tries to tie into the economic climate and attitudes that we have today. People are very angry and they want to be pissed at something. In this movie, it's not true. It's not even based on a true story.
No, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, Lehrman and Sons, I believe. It's like loosely based on the collapse.
Well, that's the thing. This is loosely based on events that so-called kicked off our huge economic crisis that we have said that we had a couple of years ago, and now have caused America to be in the slump that it is. And man, there's so many people in this movie. In fact, I'm looking at the director here. It's a guy named J.C. Chandor. Now I'm looking at this cast: Kevin Spacey, Paul Bettany, Jeremy Irons, Zachary Quinto, Simon Baker, Mary McDonald, Demi Moore, Stanley Tucci, and I'm like, wow, this guy must be a veteran director. What has he done? He's done one thing before this. A short. And I'm like, how the fuck did he get these people in this movie, man?
It was a good motherfucking short.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. His dad is a mob boss or something, because I'm like, how did he get these people? You know what?
Like they get shorty, go in there, put a gun in their head, and go, you're going to make my motherfucking movie.
Yeah.
That shit works.
Look into my eyes. Look at me. But when I was watching this, I was like, okay, movie has a great start, because you have these people who are celebrating a great moment in their life. They got these great jobs and making all this great money. They're going to be getting great bonuses. But then a message or an email comes through, or something happens. There's a pattern. It's been a while since I've seen it. Something happens. What occurs here?
It's this big corporation, and they're starting to have cuts. It was around that period of time when this was first starting to happen, massive layoffs. And they're going, no, the company's fine. It's just what we have to do. A bunch of people are going to eat it. And one of the people who eats it is Stanley Tucci, a guy who's been with the company for 19
Stanley
years.
Tucci has to eat it in every movie.
He does. He is constantly eating it.
Hey, he plays a really great guy who's eating it.
You think he would have put on some weight by now?
The problem was he was nobody's gay buddy in this movie, so nobody could save him.
Yeah, he's just like, he's kind of a dour type of guy, but he's working on this big project. When they come in to tell him, when Paul Bettany, who's kind of a underboss there, comes in to tell him, look, man, you gotta go talk to the other boss now. He's like, but this project is really important. Anyway, so he gets fired, goes home really bad, but on his way out, hands a memory stick to Zachary Quinto, who's kind of a newer guy. He's been there about 2 years. Says, look, you need to take a look at this. Be careful. What he finds on this stick is some information that proves that this whole company is not just going to go under. It's going to go under with such a resounding sonic boom that it's going to take out multiple other large corporations with it. It's going to put a notch in the economy if everything goes down the way it looks like it's going to. So he calls in everyone middle of the night. He calls in his boss, Paul Bettany. Who calls in his boss, Simon Baker, who calls in his boss, Jeremy Irons. Before you know it, it's just this huge crisis management situation. What the fuck are we going to do? Are we fucked? What's happening here?
Man, thanks for bringing that up, because look, like I said, I'm going to be honest, I had forgotten a lot of that. And as you mentioning that, all that setup there, that was intense, because you want to know, what is this information? What is it that's going to take out all these other corporations, all these jobs, is going to ruin America's financial economy? And it's like, man, all right, well, I'm about to be told. And when you're told, like, the fuck are they talking about? No wonder we're ruined. Nobody knew what the hell it was.
But you're sitting there, and you're like, you're really thinking like, okay, some shit's about to hit the fan, but what the fuck is it? And you better hurry up and tell me, because I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck about a company man's problems.
That ended up being your problem.
The secret I can't tell you, or you'd have to kill me. No, I have to explain it to you like 3 or 4 times.
And that's even more baffling when you really like. It took me a while to realize, like, oh wow, okay, this I guess this did affect everyone, because there's even a scene where there's a guy driving a car and is like, wow, these people, and he's talking about people who are just walking the streets, average Joes, just going, wow, these people don't know how much this is going to affect them.
Yeah, how they don't know how fucked everything's about to get. And if the movie is to be believed, which who knows, I don't have economics major, minor, anything. I'm not even. They don't even let me near the building in town. You know? There's armed guards who just point their guns at me when I come near.
So you still trying to figure out how to put in your debit card.
I mean, whenever I think about economy, I think about savings. So I mean, it's like,
you still got a piggy bank.
I'm burying my money in mason jars in the backyard.
That's your economic knowledge extent. A piggy bank. Does it look like a pig? I don't know what it is.
I was like, I've seen that word economy. I've seen it on the toilet paper that I pick up.
Don't worry, I'm still using my socks.
My money is protected by the FPIG.
That's good. But I know I used to feel bad that I was like, man, if I was more responsible, I'd be investing my money like all these other people. But since they all lost all that money and got ripped off in the stock market crash, they're right back where I am.
Right. If you had invested in Apple, you'd be okay.
But yet, this movie, in a lot of ways, is about exactly how culpable those same people are for what happened when it didn't have to go down the way it was.
Sure.
I mean, through their mistakes, they should have taken responsibility for what happened. But that's not what happened at all.
Nobody takes responsibility anymore.
No. They found ways. They found a couple of them had to get their heads roll. The rest of them didn't just get off scot-free from this nasty position they had put them and the United States economy in. They were like the second biggest company in the country.
Yeah.
They, in fact, made a point of spreading it out even more so they didn't have to get in trouble and lose their, billion-dollar fucking homes and stuff.
Which is the one thing that's really like keeping anybody who's still interested in what's going on in this movie. It's the only thing that's really keeping me in the seat. Just seeing how all these people were looking to cannibalize the situation and make sure that they were going to be in a position where they still had a job. And that's kind of what I liked about the main story of it all, just where it just became a cutthroat situation, and just the performances, like all the ensemble cast, I thought they all did a really good job of playing it down to where somebody like me could understand, especially with the dialogue. Whoever wrote this, I'll at least give them that. Even if I can't understand the bigger picture of it all, I understand all the emotions going on.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it, is that you start out in sort of a celebratory mood, and then this information drops, and this movie takes place within a 24-hour period. So within that 24-hour period, now the movie suffers from, and I heard a lot of people say this when I saw it, so I don't feel so dumb. It's weighed down by a lot of financial jargon.
Yeah, a little incomprehensible to the average Joe.
And it wouldn't be so bad if the movie had moved along a little faster, but it stops to have meetings and talks about this situation in terms that of all this financial jargon, and you're thinking like, all right, I'm just waiting this out till something comes along that I can get with. And what I can get with here is that within that 24 hours, you see people, as these guys were saying, just start to turn on each other. People looking out for themselves, trying to protect their jobs, trying to see if they're going to be, if they're going to have anything after this is all done, and to see all that kind of backstabbing and all that nervousness from the people that are going to go. Because there's one person in the movie who just asked a guy straight up, he's like, am I still going to have a job? And he's there all night with these people trying to figure it out. And his boss just looks at him while he's shaving and just says, no. and you like, wow, that's harsh, man. And so it's situations